Hi there, viewer. Today we're going to go through the user engagement module. You can find this module on trailhead.salesforce.com. In the admin beginner trail, you can go to learn trails and then from there to admin beginner, and you will find the trail there. Or you can also search for user engagement through the search bar and you will find the module there. Now let's get started. Get started with user engagement. Learning objectives. After completing this unit, you will be able to describe user engagement as a key part of a user's experience, list the key user engagement scenarios, explain the Salesforce components that you can use to engage users. The art of user engagement scenarios. User engagement is the process of onboarding, empowering, assisting, and educating users through in-app guidance. You've probably encountered in-app guidance in Salesforce without even knowing it. Providing in-app guidance components such as info bubbles and tooltips is one way that Salesforce helps users more effectively. And now you can bring your unique knowledge of your org and your users to customize those components. But before you get going, you should understand why and when to add in-app guidance. There are 4 key scenarios for user engagement. To explain them, we are going to use an example that takes us outside of the office and into an art museum. Picture yourself there. After getting your ticket and checking your backpack, the first things you want to know are what exhibits are on display and where to start. You pick up the gallery guide and map. You discover all the current exhibits, review how the general collection is laid out, and even identify the pieces of art you want to see most. Well, when users are in onboarding mode, they are asking similar questions. User engagement during this phase shows users where to begin and highlights what's new or changed. You've been walking around the museum for a while, you're seeing great art along the way, but now you notice that some of the placards have a note. Take the free audio tour to learn more about the collection. You didn't know that there was a free audio tour available, but now you're intrigued, especially about the free part. In the user engagement world, this is known as feature discovery and adoption. The third message drives users to features that are helpful. The note about the audio tour is particularly effective because it relates to what you and the user are doing right now, learning about the art right in front of you. After lunch, you sign up for the audio tour. But as you're working your way around the museum, you get stuck behind a large group of students on a tour. You can't quite see the details of the art described in the audio tour, and you want to replay a segment of the tour. Luckily for you, the audio tour equipment has a helpful card attached that tells you how to do just that. The cards serve the same purpose as troubleshooting help in the Salesforce app. It's a good idea to provide help for common tasks and problems so users can get on with their work without too much disruption. After listening to the audio tour, you want to learn even more about the one of the photography exhibit. So you decide to join the next guided tour for the exhibit. The guide is pretty knowledgeable about the artist's life, her influences, and how her art fits into the larger photography movement. This is the idea behind deeper learning guidance. This is guidance that takes the user on a learning journey to a better understanding of the concept they need to be more productive and innovative at work. To summarize, there are 4 basic scenarios in user engagement. Onboarding, show users where to begin and what's new or changed. Get them to the aha moment quickly. First time in trial or new feature area. Setting up a new feature first time in a new release. Feature discovery and adoption. Help beginners become experts, help experienced users learn new things, raise awareness of new features and releases. Examples: new features enabled, encourage best practices. Troubleshooting help, provide just-in-time prompts that help users learn by doing, offer reliable resources and access to support. Examples: users of course, user has a question. Deeper learning gives users the skill and information they need to get as much value as possible out of your product or application. Example: user wants a deeper understanding of a new feature. These scenarios are important to remember. Each component works better in some scenarios than others. So let's meet the lineup of user engagement components available in Salesforce. Components and patterns. Now that we have gone over the why of the user engagement, let's go over the what. Salesforce offers a whole host of options for delivering your message, whatever the user engagement scenario. One of the great things about Salesforce is that there are features to use with clicks, declarative development, and code, programmatic development. Component, welcome mat, description, provide getting started resources the first time that users log into a Lightning experience. Programmatic or declarative. Programmatic, help menu, the help icons in the header options, a menu of contextual help topics, thread modules, videos, and more items chosen by Salesforce. Programmatic or declarative. Prompts used to reach users directly with small window display news, training, and onboarding messages. Programmatic or declarative. Popovers used to reach users directly with small windows displaying news, training, and onboarding messages. Programmatic or declarative. Empty state, replace a blank section with instructions on next steps. Programmatic, field level help, detail the purpose and function of a standard or custom field. Declarative, setup assistance, centralized field list of tasks designed to help users onboard organization, clouds, or features. Programmatic, walkthrough, hands-on interactive tour, guiding users through a series of onboarding steps. Programmatic. Let's bring together what you have learned, the scenarios and the component. The table below indicates which components are best suited to each scenario. Welcome mat, onboarding, and so on and so forth. You got a huge list here that you can go through. Within a scenario, you do decide which component to use for a particular message. There are space and format considerations for each component. For example, you don't want to include a long set of instructions in field level help, but there's another factor to consider when choosing the best user engagement mechanism: the pull method or the push method. Let's push ahead and get to it. Push method versus pull method. Use the push method when users may not notice or seek out help but would benefit from assistance. Present content to the users even though they don't seek it out. For example, show a welcome mat upon first login or display a prompt when a user lands on the account homepage. Prompts, popovers, and walkthroughs, for example, are of the push method. Some push components hide in plain sight. Empty state messages, also known as zero state or first use states, and field level help messages are considered push mechanisms because they are presented in the user interface even though the user didn't specifically seek help. Use the pull method when the user is motivated to seek help. This is where the help menu shines because it's always sitting waiting to spring open and help users when they need it. Another common example is the info bubble, which opens a tooltip when you hover over an icon. First one, wireframe of a welcome mat. So this is kind of the message or mat you see when you open something for the very first time. And the second one is the info bubble. We have already seen this. It's pretty much available for every item that might need some sort of explanation, where you can hover over the question mark and then you will see a further explanation. And as we have already seen, we can also define an info bubble as in form of a help text or description by ourselves for custom components, for custom items and that kind of stuff. Now let's continue here. Develop a user engagement strategy that encompasses both push and pull methods for support users. If you use only a help menu, users might miss out on key features because they didn't know where to look from them. However, if you depend only on prompts, users might not get the help they need when they need it. Even more user engagement options. There are some additional features, options, and components that you might not even have considered as user engagement. Utility bar nodes give your users quick access to common productivity tools in a fixed footer. Utilities open in docked panels. Rich text components add text and simple HTML markup in your Lightning pages. Guidance for success on paths. At each step on the path, you help users succeed with step-specific guidance such as tips, links, and information about company policies. Custom notification from a process send customized notifications when important events occur. For example, alert an account owner when a new support case is logged. Einstein Analytics in a dashboard. Videos drive adoption and engagement with educational videos. Provide customized instructions that help users get the most out of each dashboard and its charge. At this point, you must be pretty excited about the world of user engagement at Salesforce. Next, you learn to quickly and easily set up one of the most powerful tools, in-app guidance prompts. What are the 4 key user engagement scenarios? Onboarding help, troubleshooting questions, onboarding feature discovery and adoption, troubleshooting help, deeper learning, I would say that one. And welcome mat, no, it's not an engagement scenario. Phase 1, phase 2, no, it's also not a scenario. App guidance, on-demand training, in-person training videos. Let's just search scenario. User engagement. Feature discovery and adoption. Yeah, so that would be the one. What components can you use for onboarding? Welcome mat, field level help, prompts and popovers. Welcome mat, yes, the second one. I would say A and C, prompts and popovers. So they also have the prompts, popovers, welcome mat, help menu, walkthrough. It's for onboarding. So let's go for A and C. And we got the 100 points.